Oh, I'm so sorry. It keeps crashing. I'm not gonna upload that last one. Um, I'm trying to play this video, but it's just being a little ass. Yeah, give me a sec. Give me a sec. I've got the clip. I've got the clip. Sorry, fam. Yeah, I know. Boomer over here having some problems. I'm gonna play this video of Dominic Perrottet having that interview with Alan Jones, and we're gonna have a watch of this together. I thought it was quite interesting. I really did. I really did. All right, I've got it here. I'll play it like this. This is what happens when I got a crappy phone. I got to keep doing this thing. It's so annoying. All right, all right. I'll just wait for everyone to join in. Someone just asked if Joel is getting jabbed. Joel, can you answer that for us? I'm not getting jabbed. I said it a long time ago. I'm not getting jabbed. I said the only. I don't. Yeah, I've been consistent on this. Go back to my videos from last year. I've said I'm not getting jabbed. I don't want to be jabbed. It's as simple as that. Hey everyone, how you doing? Joel, how many iPhone versions down are you? Oh god, I'm iPhone 8, but it's not a bad phone. It's actually a good phone when it's operational, but it overheats. It's just I've run it into the ground. The amount of posting, I spend 11 hours every day on my phone posting and watching news and everything. But all right, we're back to 600. Thanks everyone for listening in. Someone asked me, all right, quickly, Supreme Court cases, the 18th of this month, around about the 18th of this month, we'll have the AFL solicitors, G&B lawyers, court case results will come out, hopefully, around about then. It's hard to say because there was a lot of work, but we'll see. Yes, I'm going to get a new phone soon. Thank you everyone who's been donating to Turning Point. You're absolute legends. Thank you everyone that tuned into the conversation tonight with the whistleblower from Victoria Police. Craig, thank you for that interview. If you want to see that, go check out the Turning Point Australia Instagram or Facebook. Geez, what else is there? You guys are awesome. I love you so much. I hope you guys are enjoying Freedom Day. Well, it's not really Freedom Day, I know, guys, but this is where we are. In a sec, we're going to listen to Dominic Perrottet talking with Alan Jones. Some said he's getting grilled, but let's check it out. Let's see what it's like.
As I've said before, it's people by their innate human dignity, by the fact that they're born in this nation, they are born free. People have made enormous sacrifices to keep people safe. We've had to keep some of those restrictions in place, but I want to get rid of those restrictions and open up our society to be flourishing as quickly as possible, but we want to do it in a safe way, and I believe, based on the sacrifices and the efforts of people across the state, we'll be able to do that sooner rather than later.
Good on you. Very, very impressive observations. Premier, will you just you mentioned advice before. Will you automatically accept the health advice, which after all is only advice? I mentioned last week the British Health Secretary, Sergeant Jarvid, who said at the Conservative conference that his health advice comes from the Scientific Advisory Group for Emergencies, who are, quote, entitled to come to their own decisions. And he said, I'm entitled not to listen. Do you agree with that?
What I agree with, Alan, is that this seemingly view that somehow the public service make the decisions on behalf of the elected officials is completely false. You can't hide behind advice. Ultimately, the buck stops with me as Premier, with the executive who make the decisions. We have listened to, and it's important that we do listen to the health advice, and we do that. We listen to the economic advice and the mental health advice. All of these, the role of the public service. The role of the public service is to provide fearless and frank advice to its elected officials, and it's the role of the elected officials to consider that advice and make the best decisions they believe are in the interest of the people of New South Wales or their constituents.
All right, that's the first bit. I want to talk about that for a second. So I wish Liz was in right now. I don't know. Liz probably won't join in. I talked to Liz about this last week. We were talking about Dominic Perrottet and the leadership strategy we saw him taking. We're not surprised. We're not surprised by this. Remember, Dominic Perrottet, I wish on day one he did all those things that I wrote in that comment. What were the things? What were the things? You're going to make me pull it up? I'll pull it up. There were 4 or 5 things that I said, Dominic, you better do this, man. If you do this, I'll start calling you Don Perrottet after Donald Trump. So these were the things that I basically wrote in there, I wanted it to go on record, and it was important that, you know, you sort of held him to account. So if you go to this photo, you guys remember this photo? You guys remember this photo? So this is last week when he sort of became when he became premier and he signed the papers. It was with the governor. So I wrote this comment. I said, "We're watching you very closely, Premier. Please end all jab mandates, including health passports. Open up the state as soon as possible. Never return to us in any form of soft or hard lockdown. We've had enough. Make rapid antigen testing a viable alternative to solve mandates." That was mainly for, like, you know, nurses and all that. Prioritize our God-given freedoms over our collective safety. That was something he said. 5 simple things. 5 simple things. Now, there's some things there we're not doing. He comes out a couple of days after and he says, "Oh, I don't want to see teachers, you know, in face-to-face learning if they haven't been double jabbed." I'm sorry, man. I was really hoping that the jab mandates would be over. But this is what we got. This is where the nuance comes in. This is where the nuance comes in. We have to remember that this guy is in the Liberal Party, and there are certain ways that he has to do stuff in order to get votes. He's got 3 by-elections coming up because Gladys and 2 other MPs, including Barilaro, resigned. These elections are not in electorates in Western Sydney, where we live. They're not. These are in electorates that are in, like, more lefty areas. So he has to toe certain lines in order to do that. Now, is that acceptable? I mean, I don't think so. I think that the bar should be up here. I think we've got to keep reminding him this is where we expect you to be, Dominic, so that when the state election comes around in 2023, he recognises that. And this is the thing, guys. If he doesn't reach that bar, no worries. New parties. GAP Party, IMOB Party, United Australia Party, Ricardo Bosu's party, Australia One, Liberal Democrats Party, One Nation. No worries, we'll go see them. But this is an opportunity for him. If he wants to turn this around, you know, he can do it. He can do it at any time. I'm thinking what's going to end up happening is we're going to see a situation where he opens up everything for Christmas. That's what I think. I think we're going to see Christmas. I think we're going to have a situation where Australia is having our, you know, New Year's Eve celebrations, and you know, we're gonna come out. But next year, this is going to be the true test of where he goes. And it's going to be very interesting. We're going to see where he ends up going with the booster jabs. We're going to see where he ends up going with the lockdowns, with jabbing the kids, with a whole bunch of things. And it's going to be a huge mistake if he does this stuff. It's going to be a huge mistake. So I'm curious. I got my popcorn. We've got some law cases coming out. You know, we're gonna see how those results go. I'm mainly looking at Victoria right now. I'm curious to see how this IBAC inquiry goes, and yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. What did you guys think about? Did any of you see the full Alan Jones segment last night? I thought it was quite good. Why is everyone saying this stuff about Tanya Davies? I saw she did a segment tonight, but I didn't watch it. Did I miss something? I'm very curious now. I'm very curious. No questions. Let's see what questions there are. Do you support the New South Wales government proposed 2 million surge of immigrants for next year, or do you support a moratorium? That person is referring to this. So I just posted it on my story. It's this photo. You can't see it. I'll read it out for you. Australia needs explosive surge of 2 million migrants. This is an article from Jacob Grober, senior correspondent. Australia needs an explosive World War II style immigration surge that could bring in 2 million people over 5 years to rebuild the economy and address worsening labour shortages, according to New South Wales government advice to new Premier Dominic Perrottet. This is ridiculous. We shouldn't be doing this. Doesn't make any sense. We're letting all these workers go. We're letting, you know, paramedics like John Larder go, nurses go, health workers go, and I don't agree with that at all. I mean, they're trying to fix the supply problem with importing people in. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Why are you doing this? This is ridiculous. I want to listen to more of the Alan Jones and what's that? I agree. Dom and Tanya are taking us for fools. I don't think that's what's going on, guys. I really don't. I think we've got to look at this. I said give him a month or two. That's what I said. Give him a month or two. Let's see how this pans out. I can't see a situation where he wasn't going to do vaccine passports. I can't. I can't see that. Think for 2 seconds. If he said, guys, we're not doing vaccine passports and we're going to open up the state to the unvaxxed, there's going to be a riot. Like, there's actually going to be a riot. Not from us, but from the vaccinated, which is the vast majority. And it'd be interesting, don't get me wrong, because what would end up happening is, I'm smiling because it would be bad for the Premier. Like, it'd be hilarious. If he came out and he said, guys, we're not doing vaccine passports and everyone can go about their day. All the people that just pulled their arm up and got vaccinated, they would end up being like, hey, what the hell? We've just been put through hell and now you're telling us that we didn't have to. I mean, that would be interesting. But let's go. I want to go back to the interview with Alan and Perrottet.
They believe are in the interest of the people of New South Wales.
But you want
Advice their constituents.
Premier, what people are saying is this advice. We've never seen it. We've never ever seen a slip of paper. That's not your fault. But 10 visitors to a home. Why not 8? Why not 12? Outdoors, 30 people can gather. Who polices this stuff? I mean, pubs and restaurants and cafes can open, but only one person per 4 square metres. And the not fully vaxxed can't go into the restaurant. So is the restaurateur a de facto policeman, strong-arming the unvaccinated off the premises? I don't understand where all these numbers come from.
Well, the former Deputy Premier John Barilaro put together a roadmap and worked closely with our health and economics team. From the health perspective, they will give us advice in relation to what settings they see as higher risk. And we try to get as much consistency as possible because we want to provide as much certainty to people and to businesses as we move through this. We did increase the amount of household visitations. We want to move from that 4 square metre rule inside pubs to 2. Well, Alan, we're moving that way. But we've got to do it in a measured approach. We've set out a very clear roadmap. We're leading the nation in relation to that at 80% double dose, which will be coming up very shortly. We'll be easing a whole lot of other restrictions. I mean, so you can stand up and have a drink at a bar that there's 2 square metres inside, because these restrictions still put onerous impacts on businesses who have gone through a incredibly tough time. But we want to open up as safely as possible. And I think, Alan, I really do believe, as difficult as this time is going to be for our state, we're going to lead the nation out of it.
Good on you. People are very encouraged. They know that your principle and your philosophy is on side with them. But look, basically Europe have turned their back on vaccine passports. Today, there's, a trial of vaccine passports in Tamworth, Port Macquarie, Wagga and Lismore. Should employers be responsible for herding the unvaccinated away from the vaccinated? And if in this trial selected taxi companies will be involved, will you not be able to get into a taxi if you're unvaccinated?
Alan, I'll have to check the answer on that last question, I'll work with the health minister. Ask me an economics question. No, I'm going to use it.
Don't worry. I'm not here to trick you, by the way. I'm not here to trick you.
But to the principle of your question, Alan, to the principle of your question, this is something that we're using in the short term. We don't see this as a government. We've made that very clear as a long-term solution. We've opened up with rules around vaccination because the alternative in relation to case numbers and hospitalisations would be that everything remained closed. So I understand there's different views on this front.
So
I want to open up as quickly as possible.
You're a vaccine passport man?
We don't. No, we see these as a short-term solution so that we can open up now for those people who have received a double dose vaccination, but we do not see this as a long-term solution. And Victor Dominello, the Customer Service Minister, is very focused on this. As you quite rightly say, that's what's happened in the UK, that they serve a short-term purpose so we can open up safely, but it's not something that we see as a long-term solution for this issue.
Premier, just on hospitality, the hospitality industry was told that the limit on the number of people you could have for a group booking would be scrapped. The roadmap said no person limit in hospitality setting.
It's only a short-term measure, he says. I don't know about that. I don't know. I really don't think that's right. I get worried because I look at what's going on online, and you get people like Barnaby Joyce, the Deputy Prime Minister, leader of the National Party, coming out and saying we need to hold these social media accounts to account, the trolls to account. I know what that means. That means he wants to unmask the trolls online. He wants to unmask and have a digital passport, I believe, because what that would mean is they could track exactly who's who, and it would unmask them so you could see their name and you could sue them if they defame you. That's what that I'm sorry, guys. This is I'm a little bit worried about this. I hope Dominic Perrottet drops this vaccine passport crap. Now, this is the thing. There's nothing you can do. There's actually nothing you can do right now. If Dominic Perrottet wants to open up the state, there's nothing you can do to stop him. If he wants to close the state, there's not much you can do to stop him right now. We have court cases which could restrict him. We have you can contact your MPs and all of that. You can wait till the next, the by-elections if you're in the electorates, or you can wait for the federal election to send a strong message to government. You can wait for the local elections in December this year in New South Wales, or you can wait for the state election in 2023. Those are your options. But right now, we actually don't have many hands on the wheel. We're sort of strapped in. When he announced the December 1st roadmap before Gladys resigned, he had a role to play in that. He was the one that basically said that's when we want to open things up for the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. Now, when December 1st comes around, if he scraps vaccine passports, if vaccine passports fall flat on their fates in these 4 regional towns that they're trialling it in, and we don't see vaccine passports and they drop it just like they dropped it in the UK, that's great. That's great. I don't want to see this thing happen again. And then we've got to make sure that we empower minor parties to hold the balance of power so that this bull crap never comes back again. And those are my thoughts. But for those of you saying, Dominic Perrottet is, I don't know, what do you guys say? For those of you saying that, Dominic Perrottet has to go, how do you propose to do that? He doesn't have an ICAC inquiry on him. He just started the job. The guy's 39 years old. He isn't having an affair, or, he isn't sleeping around. He's got 1 wife. He's got 6 kids. The media's coming after him. How do you propose you get rid of him without elections? Some people have said we need to talk to the Governor General. The Governor General, do you realise who appoints the Governor General? It's the same people in the system. So we'll see what happens. But I'm actually optimistic. I am optimistic. As I've always said this, we're going to get our summer back, and we're going to enjoy, the summer. It's next year that I'm worried about. Now, a lot of people, we're going to cop some losses in the short term. Some people are going to end up getting this jab for their job, and they really don't want it. And that's going to suck. That's going to really suck. I'm not getting it. I'm just going to chill out and keep doing what I do best. Keep fighting for you guys. But yeah, we're waiting for these court cases to come out. We're waiting for a whole bunch of things to happen with the Victorian stuff, some of their IBAC stuff. And you need to start speaking up if you're not already. A lot of the people listening live now, there's 777 people listening live right now. A lot of you guys, you're all converted. It's the unconverted that need to start speaking up. And watch this. You want something to be positive about? Watch this. When they start pushing mandatory jabs for their kids, aged, younger than 12, a lot of parents that have not been on our side in the past, they're going to get activated. They're going to get activated. I know a lot of people who regrettably got the jab and recently, and they've got kids, whereas they weren't speaking up before. They're going to start speaking up at that point. Because, and how do I know this? It's not because I'm brilliant. It's because I saw it happen in the UK and in America. The other thing is the booster jabs. When the when they pushed booster jabs in Israel, in the UK and in America, a lot of people are opposing it. And you're going to see a lot of people turn into lions. And do not underestimate the women with kids. It's going to be great. It's going to be glorious. And I'm here for it. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. So, we'll see what happens. Did you guys have any questions? No. Who's got questions? I mean, there's 13 questions here, but I've pretty much answered them all. Joel, are you okay? I've been trying to contact you. TAFE mandates jab. Bro, I've been so underwater right now, it's not even funny. I've got so many messages, man. I can't actually message everyone. I miss the days. When I was 3,000 followers big, and I could reply to everyone and have a personal relationship. But yeah, no, I haven't. Have I seen Rod Culleton's post? No, I haven't. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Wow. What are the dates for the by-elections? Possibly December or February this year. That'll be interesting. So the by-elections are elections where they happen in between, the state election or the federal election, depending on which level it is. So Dominic Perrottet, there are 3 seats up for by-elections. They will happen in December or they'll happen in February. Now, if he loses them, he could lose government. So he has to work really hard to make change very quickly. I'm going to sneeze in 2 seconds. Oh, bless me. Oof. China. I recently went back to training, and it's great. It's really great. I miss training. It's a bit of a quiet week, isn't it? I mean, they got Freedom Day, but, it's fairly quiet. Bless you. Everyone's saying bless you. Thank you. Another one. Oh, bless me. Far out. COVID. Everyone's saying COVID. All right. Here's an off joke for you guys. I think I've said this before, so this might be an old one for you guys that have been listening. So in 2019, people would cough to mask a fart. But in 2020, people would fart to mask a cough. It's bad, I know. It's not in good taste, but it's kind of a sign of the times. I'm going to call it there, guys. I thank you so much for those of you that tuned in tonight for the conversation with the other dudes. I was having a chat on the weekend. Actually, maybe I'll talk about this. So I was having a chat on the weekend with Mario Malik, and I was sort of lamenting. How far we've come and what's been happening. I've been doing a lot of that recently, the reflecting stuff. I take my own advice, believe it or not. I have a break on the weekend as much as possible. And I was thinking in New South Wales, we're not doing a good enough job. Not you guys. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. But, I personally speaking, I feel like I could be doing a lot more. Now, I'm working very hard, but I'm not working very smart. And I need to expand my team, and I'm sort of using Turning Point to build that. This time next year, I want to have over 50 people we're working with. Maybe actually probably over 100 people we're working with across the country, and I don't think that's unachievable. I think that's perfectly achievable. I think we're going to need it. Um, yeah, I really want to see a situation where we can do that. Now, this is the problem. This is the problem, though. You need people you can trust. In a lot of organizations, you need a solid core to go from there. Now, I've got a good core at the moment, but the problem is, in order to bring in some good people, I want to be able to offer them, something. I want to be able to support them. I want to be able to employ them, to pay them for their work, and even for the students that they just want the experience. I want to be able to give them some structure, and so it's something that I never had in this industry. I sort of had to work it out myself, and I had good people that helped me along, like Romeo, among others, for interviews and stuff. But I really want to make sure that it's solid. Now, in order for me to, I feel like I've been stuck at this level, just been sort of trying to butting my head against it. And the level is, I need to stop it from being just me right now. Like, I need to expand the team, and it's very difficult to do that, but I can do it. Now, in order to get there, you need an organization, so it gives you more legal sort of protections and support. And you also need, you need the fees as well. So what I've been doing, what Romeo and I have been doing, what Mario and I have been doing, is we're building ways in which we can monetize this. So I've got new channels on YouTube so we can monetize and get money out of YouTube, and so we can slam YouTube with it. But we've also got a merch store coming along as well, some funny merch. And also, we want to bring some sponsors on. There have been a few good companies that have reached out to us. If you guys know any companies that would love to sponsor the show, I'd love to do something with them. I've got one or two lined up already, but we can have multiple on. But also, I need to make sure I get the money flow going with the organization, because I want to be able to bring talent on. I want to be able to bring students on, and offer them some structure and some, a way to fight back. It's been something. Someone saying get Gladys on board. I can't do that. Not after my last speech. I can't do that. But anyway. But no, look, I've got some very exciting things planned. Have you guys heard of Prager University? They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. They do these really good educational videos, and oh no, Mario said let's hire Gladys. They're doing some great videos on education and sort of helping people understand how things work. They're the ones that taught me how the electoral college works. During the end of last year and early this year, a lot of people would ask me, how do you, get people to understand this stuff, and how do you understand it? And I was like, I did this and this and this. But this is the thing. For those of you that are listening, if you want to help, the time will come. It's not yet. We're making sure the groundwork is done, and then you'll see me. I'll make it very obvious. We'll put a call out. We'll say, hey guys, email this link or use this application on our website. Website's coming. And let us know how you can help. Because I don't want to fall victim to some of the other organizations that have happened in this movement, where they have rapid expansion and then they can't catch everyone and then they get frustrated. So I'm holding off because I don't want to ask for emails and then not get back to you. So I've already had so many emails I haven't gotten back to. People have been awesome, saying, hey, I got this experience in producing and this and that. And it's like, I'm sorry guys, I can't cater that right now. What are you guys saying? Joel, I'll make you all some sugar-free green desserts. Oh God, desserts. You guys are funny. Joel Pekka Maru, is that? I think he's talking about muscles. Anyway, but look, until we get there, until we get to the merch store and a whole bunch of stuff, and once the studio's set up as well, the studio is going to be a big thing. Once I have the studio, I can start planning things a lot more regularly. And someone's saying, Joel, can you please interview Aussie Cossack? I think we're long overdue for an interview, Aussie Cossack, and I can't wait for it. Maybe I'll save it for once the studio's going. But again, it's like a chicken and the egg thing. What comes first, the studio all the money. It's like, okay, well, we got to make it work. So, side note, for everyone that's been messaging me, if you want to donate, go click the link in my bio. You can donate to me. I'd prefer if you donated to Turning Point Australia and make it a monthly thing. I'm shutting down. I've stopped sharing my my Subscribe Star. I'm getting rid of that thing. You know, if you've got a Subscribe Star and you're subscribing to me, cancel your payments. You know, stop it. You know, I don't want to do that stuff. You know, go to PayPal. I want to build a studio. I want to make this thing awesome. I want to start interviewing some of the Americans. You guys are gonna love who I've got planned. We've name some people. Name some people. Who do you want in America to be interviewed in Australia? Name some people. Come on. Because I think you'll be surprised which ones we've got access to. Under the Turning Point brand, because this isn't like a crappy, you know, I branded it One Day Turning Point. We have the stamp of approval. Name some people. Who do you think we're going to get coming to Australia for tours? Someone said Donald Trump. Close, but not quite. Will Witt. I can get Will Witt. I can get Candace Owens. Alex Jones. I might have to ask the Americans about Alex Jones. I'll interview him on my own channel, but the Turning Point brand's another thing. Mate, I'd love to. Someone said Fauci. God, that would be funny. That would be so funny. I'd start the show by playing that really shitty song, Fauci. I think that would be so funny. Someone said you can get Alex Jones. I want to pull the Fauci song on. Jordan Peterson, mate. I've actually spoken to Jordan Peterson before. He would be awesome. Steve Bannon, 100%. I love Steve Bannon. Russell Brand's great. I don't know if I have access to him though. Donald Trump only. Rand Paul, I would love Rand Paul, but I don't know if I've got access to him. It's only a matter of time. Nicki Minaj, the red pill Nicki Minaj. I'm gonna play that video for you. This is gonna be so funny. God, you guys are gonna love this. Fauci. Oh God, this guy was so funny. So cringe. So cringe. Jeez, how far down to... Oh, here it is. I found it. Guys, I found it. Are you guys ready for this? DeSantis. Oh my God. If DeSantis had the time for me. DeSantis... Someone said Don Jr. That's all I'm going to say. Senator Ron Johnson. I know Ron Johnson. I just can't remember his face. General Flynn. Oh, you guys are asking for it. John F. Kennedy. All right. Quiet. This is going to be funny. Are you guys ready? I don't think you're ready for this. So this is my favorite song This is my favorite song of Fauci. Now, trigger warning. Your ears might start bleeding. Fuck. Alright, give me a sec. Oh, it's not flipping.
Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Help all the people who have been quarantined. We'll wear our masks and we'll have to stay distant. We'll wash our hands and we'll be more resistant. Fauci, yes? Promise us, please. We'll have a cure that can fight off this disease. Restrictions will lift with some ease. Dr. Fauci, don't forget me.
I'm so sorry. He's lucky he was wearing a mask. I feel like I need to play Graham Hood after that. Play him singing. This is the most beta thing I've ever... I'm sorry, guys. Check for blood. Just going down your ears. Someone's saying I loved it. God damn it. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I know. Clown, sheep. God. What's happening tomorrow? Everyone's still freaking out about the video. What's happening tomorrow? What's the dealio? Why? Just why? Everyone's still freaking out. Milo Yiannopoulos. Yeah, I might have Milo on. You know, Milo was actually one of the people that helped change me to conservative. He kept me straight though, which was good. Love, faith. You need sleep. I do need sleep. I've actually got to wake up at 5. All right. I'm gonna get going. See, right now, you guys are thinking about that tune in your head. Right now, you're gonna be going to sleep. Watch this. You're gonna go to sleep and you're gonna be like, ah, and it's gonna be like, Dr. Fauci. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, fam. You have a good night. I'm so sorry. All right, you guys have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's see what madness ensues. Stay positive. Oh crap! One of my mates said, "Can you help with the TAFE thing, though or not?" Did you send them the AFL solicitors template? And did you get what they said requested you for in writing? Do that. Keep everything in writing, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll message you. I'll hit you up. I saw your message, but I didn't get a chance to reply to it. I'll message you after this. But you guys, I will see you later. Love you all. You're legends. And remember, stay positive. Reduce the amount you're watching mainstream and even social media. And yeah, if you can, donate, please. The link's in my bio. It keeps me going. Big plans coming. Big tours, big interviews, big studio, big website. It all costs money. But you guys are legends. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. And ciao.